If you're a busy business owner, that's not a badge of honor. That is a recipe for failure. Busy founders don't scale. Systematized founders scale. Hi, my name is Craig Valentine. I'm the host of Early to Rise Radio. I've helped over 250 entrepreneurs become millionaires, author of the Perfect Day Formula, and today I want you to be my next success story. And all you have to do is follow this waterfall. There are 5 key steps that you have to put in place in order for you to scale your business this year. It all starts with the OSS, then we go to the 90-day plan, then we have the ADE formula, then you have your perfect week formula, and finally we'll finish with the formula for the millionaire morning routine. When you have those in place, your success is guaranteed. So first, let's talk about what the heck is an OSS. It's your optimal selling system. If you own a business, you have to have one particular way that is generating most of your sales. And if you're just shotgun scattered right now instead of laser focused, you're diffusing your efforts, and that's why you just can't get ahead. That's why you can't get the so-called traction that 7-figure, 8-figure, and 9-figure entrepreneurs are able to have. You need to get that optimal selling system in place. This is a term I learned from my mentor, Mark Ford, in Ready, Fire, Aim. He's the guy who sold me the business Early to Rise. Mark Ford teaches that in order for you to scale to 7 and 8 figures, you need an optimal selling system, which is the one best way, the one best channel to get started where you can spend 80% of your time selling. And if you're not doing that, you're never going to hit the 7-figure status. So the optimal selling system needs to be in place, whether that's using Instagram direct messaging, whether that's running Facebook ads, whether that's selling a course and then follow-up email selling, or whether it is cold calling, cold outreach on LinkedIn. All of these things, you only need to find the one optimal selling system at first so that you can start to scale. As soon as you find something with traction, put all your energy there. When you find something that is working, pour gasoline on the fire. Do more of what's working and stop what's not working. This is where most beginner entrepreneurs get lost. They see everybody doing all the things, right? There's 17 different social medias. You can buy ads on multiple platforms. You think you have to be on a podcast, write a book. Just because folks like I've done all those things, I've written 4 best-selling books. I've been on thousands of podcasts. I have my own podcast. I have a YouTube channel. Doesn't mean that you have to go out and start all of those things today. Because just imagine how scattered you would be trying to do 100 things. Instead, it's better off, you look at your sales right now and you 80-20 it, right? 80% of your sales are coming from 20% of your efforts. Pour gasoline on that fire. That's the first thing that you need to do. Now you're going to become busier over time as you start to scale. You're going to say, oh, I can't do all this selling and do all the customer service and the bookkeeping and the social media that you're starting to do. So that's where you have to learn the ADE formula. That ADE formula is where you do automation, delegation, and elimination. So you automate using all of the AI platforms and stuff like Go High Level. You automate as much of that as you can. You automate your email marketing so that is done by the softwares that exist. Then you move into the delegation. If you already have existing team members, you have to make sure that you're not doing their jobs. This is a huge mistake that I see even entrepreneurs who are running $10 million a year businesses, they're doing other people's jobs. For example, I had a female client, she had a $12 million a year business and she was updating her own website. That's not her job. Yet she was doing it because she didn't want to bother one of her team members who was already too busy. That's their job. So the delegation needs to be in place. And a lot of us get hung up on delegation for many reasons. I grew up on a farm. I come from a blue collar background. And when my mom finds out how little stuff that I actually do and how much I delegate to other people, she kind of shakes her head at me and doesn't understand it. But that's because I wasn't put here on this earth to do those things. I was put here on this earth to write my books, build businesses, coach entrepreneurs like you, make these videos, inspire you, motivate you, and educate you so that you can become a millionaire and pass that on to your family. So I know what I was put here to do. My values and vision drive every decision, and having that clarity is what matters. So you have to have that clarity around what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. And having the strength and the systems to delegate is key. And then finally, the E in ADE is elimination. There's a lot of things that you're doing and even your team members that are doing that are not working. We need to stop doing those things so that you're able to focus on what is working and spend more time there. Pour gasoline on that fire. Once we have the OSS and the AD formula in place, we can take our 90-day blueprint and we can figure out our outcome goal that we want to achieve in the next 90 days. We can build 3 process goals that are the most important rocks to get there. And now we focus on those things and nothing else. Because if you want to scale, it doesn't mean saying yes to a million things. It means saying no to almost everything and having laser focus, not diffused effort. So again, what works? Do more of it. What doesn't work? Don't do that. And build your 90-day plan around that. So your 90-day outcome goal then leads and waterfalls into 3 action steps, the big ones. And then you can break that down into what can I do immediately? What can I do in 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, 7 days, 14 days, 21 days? You can build that out, reverse engineering success. So if you want to get an extra $100,000 in sales in the next 90 days, you can build that out into the 3 biggest things you have to do and what you can do right now to start getting quick wins, because that's the game changer, getting that momentum and motivation. If you make this plan today and wait 4 days to get started, you'll have lost that motivation and so many other fires and problems will have come into your life and now you'll be back in reactive mode. But the 90-day planner is proactive, and that's what millionaires are, is they are proactive people following the blueprint and having non-negotiable focus on it and not getting caught up in the busy work. So now we build your perfect week. And your perfect week needs to have time blocks dedicated to those big needle movers, to the optimal selling system. You need to make sure that you have a lot of your time dedicated to that. You minimize your meetings, you minimize your distractions, and you know your magic time, the time of day where you're 3 times more creative, productive, and energetic than any other time of the day. You make sure that your optimal selling system work goes inside of that magic time, and you're going to triple your productivity. You're going to get 8 hours of magic time work done in just 2 hours. And all of a sudden, everyone around you is going to go like, are you drinking 3 Monsters a day? What are you doing here? Are you mainlining coffee into your veins? You're so focused. You're so productive. What are you doing? And it's simply because you're doing the hardest work inside your magic time when you have the greatest mental energy. And that flips the switch in your productivity. So finally, you have your millionaire morning routine. We have figured out our optimal selling system. We've done the ADE formula to get rid of all the other stuff so you're not getting caught up in busy work, so you can focus on that $1,000 an hour activity and not the $10 an hour task. Then you are making sure that you have built in your 90-day plan to show you exactly what to do. You can apply that to your 7-day plan so you know what to do every single day of the week. And then the millionaire morning routine is knowing exactly what to focus on first thing in the morning when you wake up, because that is the time of day when you have the greatest discipline, willpower, and intention. And so even if it's just 30 minutes, I'd love for it to be 90 minutes, 2 hours, but even if it's just 30 minutes, you wake up and go to work, you go to war on that number 1 activity. And that's how you're going to get ahead in life, because now, before most people are even starting their workday, you've already won the day with a huge victory, a bit of progress on your most important thing. Whereas most people get up and they're very reactive and they never get anything done. They never accomplish anything, even though they're very active over the course of the day. And they always end up at 5 or 6 or 7 p.m. really frustrated, like, what happened today? Where'd the day go? You do not want that to happen. You cannot let that happen if you want to scale. So busy is not a badge of honor. Focused, productive, strategic, that's where you need to be if you want to scale and get ahead. That's the system. That's how you're going to scale this year. That's how you're going to become a millionaire. That's how you're going to go to 8 figures. That's how you're going to do it. Now, you have the blueprint. Following through and executing on it, sometimes that's more difficult. And that's where you need the accountability of a coach. And that's what we do. We are here to help you implement these systems so that you know exactly what to do and you follow through. So if you need our help, just drop the word coaching down below. This is Craig Ballantyne from Early to Rise Radio. Looking forward to seeing you as our next success story. If you want our help, just drop coaching down below. We'll talk to you soon.